train your whole life so that you can nail that 1050. Explain the sacrifice. The sacrifice it took for winning.
Well, you know, the Olympics comes every 4 years. So for 4 years straight, I was out there 6 days a week, putting in four to 5 hours in every day, except Sunday. Sunday I would relax, but very intense training. It can consist of sprints, running up hills, plyometrics, lifting weights. So and it's a lifestyle. You can't, you know, for me, I had to be in bed at 9 o'clock, get up 7, 8 o'clock, and during the time I had 2 kids too, so I had to get them situated. And, you know, hit the track around by 12 o'clock, and that was it. You know, coaching myself during the time, I had to be very disciplined and focused to make that happen.
Are there any times you almost quit?
Say it again?
There almost any times you almost quit?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Tell us about that, how that inner workings work.
Well, because you know, when there's something I want and I believe I have the ability to get it, I'm all in. I'm all in. And so coming back from that injury, I knew I was healthy, the knee was good. So it was just a matter of me just staying focused, and that belief and that desire was at its all-time high. So I had no doubt in my mind that I was going to make it happen.
Back then, and even today, Olympic athletes don't make money, so how are you making money?
Well, now I have a sports performance.
No, but back then.
Back then, well, it was funny. I like to say I did it on a budget. Because only for I competed for 15 years. Two of those years I had contracts. You know, Mizuno and Mazda from 92 to 94. And then I had the injury in 93. So from 93 to 96, it was a struggle. You know,
talk about that struggle.
I couldn't compete. You know, and
did you go to the dark side when that happened?
Yeah, it was tough.
So tell us about that dark side.
It was hard because, like I said before, I was told that I was never going to compete again after having surgery. So it was tough because, like I said, I had my 2 kids and I'm getting foreclosure notices on my house, repossession notices on my cars, and it was really tough. But even at that moment, I still had that belief. In my head, you give me a 1% chance that I can make it happen, I'm willing to bet on myself any day.
Why? What's that drive to win? You know, I know what my drive is to win. I know what Phil is. Right, spreadsheets.
Yeah.
That's his dream come true. But what's that drive to constantly want to win, especially when everything is dark and you're just, and there's no guarantee you're going to win because you're competing against the best in the world at that point. Mm-hmm. You have an injury, no more sponsors. It's like you versus you. So talk about what that winning desire.
Well, the desire for me is like you were saying. Every day my goal is to get up and be better than I was the next day. And that goes across everything that I do. If I commit myself to doing something, I'm going to give it my all. I'm going to fight. You know, I give you an example. In my head, during that hard time, I pictured myself falling. I had fallen into this really deep hole. And at the deepest part, I could only see like a little flicker that I thought was a light. And so it's like, I think that's a light. So in my head, it was like just continue to dig my hand into the side of the wall and pull myself up.
I mean, you have this, failure is not an option.
Right.
Can you teach that?
That's what I do now. I work with a lot of younger athletes, and not to brag, but I've helped a lot of younger athletes go on to college. Some who, when they came to me, it's like, man, I don't see it, but let's work. And it's all a mindset. And I just try to get them to believe in themselves and give them that encouragement. And so far, out of all the kids that I've worked with, I've achieved, David, what, $10, $11 million in scholarships? So yeah, you can't especially with kids, they're easy to mold. You just have to find their language. And so I've been fortunate to be able to do that, and really, really happy with that and continuing to look for more.
Let's relate this to real estate,
Okay.
because I think there's a lot of similarities in real
Yes.
estate for a lot of people here that do deals, where it's like you're putting offers, you get them rejected, like it seems there's no hope, right? It is a dark hole. I can
Yeah.
assimilate that as well. So that little hole where people are just hoping for that one deal to just come through that can literally change all our lives, that doesn't seem to get rejected or it's not happening with the market there. How do people try to climb up there? I know you said believe, but what specifically?
Well, you got to understand that you're going to get rejected more so than you're going to get a yes. And you just have to continue to believe, just like you were saying. When you get that no, you go back, you retool, you think about why you got that rejection, and you make those tweaks, put yourself back out there. And that's what it's the same with me. Things didn't just happen all at once. I would get out there, it's like, man, that's not working. I'll sit back, think about it, try something else, and it's the same with real estate. You just have to keep pressing and keep, going back and don't get so down on yourself when you get those rejections. That's an opportunity for you to learn and to go back and grow.
I take a look at, Michael Phelps said he's basically trained like 12 years in the pool to shave off milliseconds, not seconds, milliseconds. When you were jumping, you had a goal. First of all, had you ever done it in practice, the goal that you did?
No, I never jumped that high in practice.
Not even in practice?
No, I have to just do that when it counts. It doesn't count in practice. In practice, you're working more on the details.
But not even to see if you could do it?
No, the highest I've ever jumped in practice is 7.7 3/4, and I shut it down.
Wow.
Yeah, I never.
So basically, it's all adrenaline at that point.
Yeah, once you get into the competition, the adrenaline and the excitement of the moment is going to help propel you to those heights. So in my head, if I could jump 7.7 in practice and not feeling that's just me practicing, in the competition when everything is good and I'm ready to go, that's easy.
But did you think you could get that? I mean, it's not like you've never hit that number, right?
Well, I jumped the American record back in '91, which is 7.10.5. I still hold the current American record with 7.10.5. So at the Olympics, when they put it at 7.10, then they're done that. And
but you had never done it in practice.
No.
So what is it that in this situation, it's more like everything you got? Why wouldn't you try that in practice, or that extra adrenaline, the crowd, the pressure?
Well, in practice, like I say, you're working on fine-tuning things that will prepare you for the competition.
So you're not working on beating, and you're working on fine-tuning.
No, I'm working on fine-tuning, making sure my steps are there, making sure I'm riding vertical.
But you wouldn't at the end be like, okay, let me see if I can do it, like at the end of practice.
No, the only way, I guess, for me competing, some of my days I would say, okay, the key is to develop consistency. I want to jump 7.5, 7.7, 10 times in a row without missing. And so if I could do that, mentally, I'm dialed in.
The minute you jump, how did that feel? Okay, so you jump, you cleared it. Was there somebody else out there, or you're the last one?
Well, no. The backstory on that. Going into the Olympics, my goal was to break the world record. And so I looked at the height progression, and I said, okay, if I make it through 7.9 1/4 clean, I will have enough energy and strength in my legs to break the world record. So I missed my first two jumps at 7.9 1/4. Artur Partyka from Poland made it. And so with my last jump, I decided to go to the next height, which was the Olympic record. And so
you went go big or go home?
Go big or go home.
Wow.
So he went first, and sitting there, I said, okay, if you miss it, I'll close the show and I'll go to the world record. And so he missed my first and only attempt at 7.10, up and over, put myself back in position to win the gold, and then after that, went for the world record, and didn't get it. So I have a consolation prize of the Olympic record.
Oh, yeah.
Stands to this day.
So
did it change? Like whys, whys of like sponsors speaking, how people feel. Like, what did you do after?
Well, sponsorship, I still didn't get any sponsors after.
Even after you won the gold medal?
Well, did you immediately retire?
No, I continued to jump.
Well, why didn't you get a sponsor? You won.
Well,
no Wheaties box?
No Wheaties box, no. I don't know. But I went on to win.
You had a shitty agent.
Okay, I didn't want to say that, but no, I continued to compete. I won the indoor world championships at '97, World Cup, won that in '98. Won altogether 9.
Not even a shoe deal?
Not even a shoe deal. I didn't even have a shoe deal at the Olympics. No.
But what's happening? Like, how are you making money?
Well, now, how much?
No, I know. But that's right now. Phil wants to go now. I'm delaying the now until Phil. That's Phil's cue.
Well, I still competed.
I know, but how are you like supporting yourself at that point?
Well, from competitions. One thing that did change, I was invited to more meets.
So
once
you were
again,
paid for the meets.
And my appearance fee to go to those meets were better. And so that allowed me to start making income and catch up on my bills and,
Well, how come you never...
At that point, you're considered a professional.
Yeah, I was a professional since 1990.
Did you get like speaking gigs or no?
I did some speaking gigs here and there, but when I was competing, my focus was mainly on competing.
It's funny,
Because
Tom Brady said the same thing.
Yeah, because that lifespan is so short, you want to make the most of it. So I didn't want all of the
But once you win, you're a winner forever, though.
Well, now I can do speaking engagements.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here with you.
Yeah. I really appreciate it. Was it demoralizing? Because when you won, did you expect to have fame and money?
No, not at all.
What was wrong with you?
No, because it's not track and field is not like
to do it.
Well, no, I was hoping I got the money. I can pass on the fame, but
well, that comes with it.
Yeah, that comes with it. But I knew how track and field worked. It wasn't like the NFL, the NBA, baseball. You didn't have that type of organization and that type of machine behind you.
But listen, Donovan did very well.
But he's a sprinter.
So you're saying the type of category?
Yeah, the 100-meter runners, the sprinters,
the relay,
distance runners.
Brene did very well.
But he was a 100-meter sprinter.
Right.
So
I see that class.
So high jump, field events, they're like in the middle. You have the sprinters, and then you have the distance runners. They command a lot of the marketing dollars, and then it goes from there.
Let me ask you, do you think race had any play to it? That if you were a white high jump, it would have been different, or just the type of sport?
I think, for me, I never really paid much attention to it because that's something I couldn't control. So I only worry about things I can control. Maybe that was the case, but once again, I can't let that distract me. The key was for me to get out there and make myself happy by being the best I could be. And whatever happens after that, it is what it is.
I have to say, Phil, his positivity is actually very contagious. Like very positive. Where does it come from?
Well, my mom. I'm the youngest of 10. Single parent household.
Are they all high jumpers too?
No, I'm the only one to.
Only one to go medal.
But that's where it came from. Like I say, single parent household. My mom was a maid, and I never saw her complain. That's where my drive and positive mindset comes from.
What did she say to you that inspired you? My mom used to yell at me all the time.
No. Well, I just remember her, one thing that she's always told me, whatever you do, aim to be the best at it. If you're not going to do that, don't do it. So if I tell you to go out in the yard and pick up, cut the grass and pick up the trash, I want you to make sure that you're pleased and happy with what you see. It's the best. And so I've always lived by that.
Phil?
Yeah, I do wonder if that can be taught.
You already said that part. We're on to the next question. Phil wants to teach.
I'm sure it is. Because we all tell our kids, do this, be the best.
I know, but
sometimes it sticks and sometimes it doesn't. Why did it stick with you?
Well, it's because I always saw
Because he's a winner.
myself as a
That's what I'm
winner.
saying, a winner. Like
Being the best at a young
Look-
age. You know, that's what I saw from
But,
myself.
but let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Because losing, I hate losing more than winning. Like I win, and it just, okay, next. But
Yeah.
losing, just not doing my best.
Yeah. Well, losing, you know, yes, you're gonna give your best, but you know, I don't like losing, but when things don't go my way, it's that my opportunity to get better.
Correct. You're
You know-
using it as an opportunity to get better.
Yeah.
I use it to fuel me.
But
Like,
I'm,
if it is
yes,
fuel,
I'm
because I
fueled,
hate losing till I
yes,
win.
I'm fueled as well. I'm mad because I'm putting in all of this work. I expect to get what I want, but I do understand, you know, there's going to be some times where things are not going to work out the way I envisioned. But at the same time, that forced me to sit back and get better and learn. Okay, let me try this. And next thing you know, I get what I want. And then I go back and try again, and you know.
That is the difference between the winners and losers. Everybody loses, but some people give up and some people
Yeah,
don't
there's
give up.
no
And it's
give-
the ones that just don't give
Well,
up.
like the people who signed.
The bigger question I'm kind of getting to is you coach people, I coach people, you coach people, and sometimes it sticks and sometimes it doesn't. And the question is, how do you make it stick more?
Well, you help them to find what they're passionate about. And if they're passionate, once they figure out what they're passionate about, they're going to apply all of that. So the point is to get them to you know, help them to discover their passion and their true calling, or whatever it is that they can commit to. And once you get them to do that, you have a better chance of getting through.
I don't know, Charles. I might disagree because I coach a lot of people too. Some people, there's things inside us, right? You have fear, you have fire, and you have permafrost. The fear is what consumes most people.
You're right.
And what it does is it extinguishes the fire, which I think you either have it or you don't, right? And then you have permafrost. So sometimes the fear, the fire burns so strong it burns the fear off. And then there are things from the past that pop up. In my case, it was my parents, the relationship, never seemed proud. Everyone here has had some kind of trauma of some sort. But you know, I look at my two younger sisters who are on welfare, completely broke, lost both my parents at the end of 2022, you know, and like within 8 months of each other. And I want it really bad. And you can't instill that fire into somebody. Phil and I can't force people to come here. You know, somebody could be, it's late, I could have gone, but you would have missed this. I learned a lot from that. Now you built a very successful. Tell us about the business you have and what is it that you do. And a student real estate investor bought the building, which is now worth, you know, a
Well,
lot.
I built it from ground up.
Well, yeah, it's worth a lot, especially where it is now.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
But,
worth a lot now.
yeah.
So probably made more with the building than the business.
Exactly.
So, but tell us what the business like.
But right now, you know, in 2002, I got into personal training and sports performance training. My first client was NBA great John Starks, and had great success with him. The next year, I worked with David Robinson, his last year playing, where they went on to win the championship. And so it was like, man, maybe this is the next step. And so I just continued to do that. Opened my first 800 square foot studio in 2002, and then in 2008, we built our performance center, 12,000 square feet performance center on 1.7 acres. And that's what I've been doing since 2002. And then 2014, I came up with the Total Body Board, which is a new piece of fitness equipment that's on the market. And we have a 3 NBA championship teams using it, 3 NFL teams, quite a few colleges, home consumers. We even have a hotel, Walter Reed Medical Center. So we've been really working on getting that out.
Can you demonstrate us without actually jumping from the setup of the mindset?
We can put a chair out and wait.
No, first of all, let's stand up here. I want to see. Take us through your mind the setup. So Phil, act like you're a bar.
Act like I'm a bar.
Here, Phil, do like the splits. No. So take So, come on.
All right.
Somebody's gonna get hurt. I don't know what you have in mind here.
What do you
So,
got?
so just the technique, right? How does it
Okay.
work, right? So tell us what goes through your mind, the routine. Like, what was your routine, right? So visualize. So it'd be the bar somewhere, right? Just give us a play of where everything is.
Okay, the bar is down here. I'm 15 feet 6 inches wide. 68. Well,
Yeah, that's
I got
enough.
the
That's
70
enough brain stuff.
anyway.
Just tell me where the bar is.
So I got 10 steps.
Phil, do you
I'm
understand?
five-
You take notes?
I don't understand exactly.
Yeah,
What are you talking about?
There's too many numbers. I'm confused.
Well,
Just watch.
run a total of 10 steps. 5 straight, 5 on the curve.
Are you counting?
Yes, I'm counting.
In your head, like you're
In my
like.
head, because the key thing, you have to hit your checkpoints because you don't want to be too close to the bar because if you're close, you're going to jump up and hit it. You don't want to be too far away because if you're too far away, you're going to jump up and come down.
So when your foot hits that launch point, is it like within a millimeter? I mean, is it like?
It's really.
I mean, do you
When
have
you
like
take
video
off-
like within like a
Yeah, you
fraction
have
of
to,
it?
exactly.
Yeah.
Answer too close or far can make a big difference.
yeah.
So that's why I say, with me, I see those checkpoints that I have to hit. It's like making sure that I hit each checkpoint, and then that last step, if I hit that checkpoint, I know it's a great chance of me clearing the bar.
All right, so take us to the steps.
10 steps?
No, like the steps. Like take us
Okay.
to the
So here
count,
you go.
count aloud, count aloud.
All right, let's get back here.
When's the last time you did this?
The last time I jumped, I don't know. It was a meet where I went. It was a meet that they put on in my hometown. They called me like, "Hey, we're gonna jump." I think this was probably 7 years ago, 8 years ago.
yeah.
And I went out and no
should've gotten a
practice
bar.
and jumped the world record for 45 to 50 age group.
No, another world record.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm here. And so I'm going 5 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up and over.
Okay. 1 million, 2 million, 3
No,
million.
we're not
4
gonna
million,
count.
5. So and then what's the thing? So
Basically,
so I see people like dive forward.
No, that's old school.
What do you know
in
about
the
sports?
60s.
What's the
Tell-
last
tell-
sport
he
you
knows.
played?
We were talking-
Fosbury flop.
The Fosbury flop. That's what
Fosbury
everybody
flop.
uses.
You know what the Fosbury flop is? For years, people used to go over, and then some guy figured out, no, you go backwards, and it works.
Fosbury flop.
Fosbury.
That's Fosbury flop. He invented the sport, practically.
Yeah, I only watched the 100 meters.
Dave Fosbury. The 100 is boring because he just runs a straight
So
line.
so everyone did the same technique at that point.
Nowadays, everyone uses the flop because that's the only way you can get those heights that we're jumping today.
Flop is very good. So you come in there. So is it the idea to like how do you make sure that like what's the movement?
It's all timing. So first, you got the key is to go up vertical. Which is really hard. You can't because you're bringing in a lot of speed. So you have to be strong enough. You plan across your body, and you have to have enough strength to take it vertical first, climb vertical, and then once you start hitting your highest point, that's when you rotate and go over backwards.
What's going in your mind as you're elevating, as you start going, don't hit the bar, don't hit the bar, don't hit the bar? Is that?
For me, it was to try to get my hips up as high as I possibly can.
So you're like focusing like.
Yeah, I'll be like, hey man, I got to, 710 and a half. 710 is really high. So, the key is like, man, I have to really climb. I have to be able to get up here. I can't afford to, even go to the bar any sooner than I have to.
So how tall are you?
I'm 6 feet 1/2 inches.
Okay, so you can just reach 8 feet. Yeah.
Can you dunk?
Yeah, I can dunk.
My man can't jump.
Freaking
No,
Olympic gold medalist.
no,
He
that's
can
not
dunk.
true.
Well,
You
is he
can
gonna
jump
dunk?
7 feet 8. You can hit a little ball in a basket. That's easy.
Yeah. When's the last time you played basketball?
I can't jump 7 foot 10 inches.
Did you do any sports?
Yeah, I was a 400 meter. I was actually a track star in high school.
There
I
you
bet
go.
you.
Look at there.
50 seconds.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Tough as